Welcome, everyone, to episode 31 of Ultimate Gamer Podcast. We're joined with a nice threesome team.
Kinky. Remember, no crossing swords. Oh, come on. That was classic.
It was classic, but I'm waiting for Kira to talk. Nothing?
No, I guess not.
Did we lose her?
I don't know.
No, that was me saying nothing.
Oh, okay. You don't want to contribute to our psychosis?
She might have her hands full at the moment.
Nothing is worth saying.
Okay.
Anyway.
So we have very interesting topics. I have to say this is one of our most topic-full episodes. We'll start off with PS4 Developer Bashes GameStop. Now, the story behind this is that basically the guy who's working on, I believe it's one of the launch titles for PlayStation 4, walks into a GameStop to pick up a game. He says he wants a new copy. The GameStop employee proceeds to give him the used copy for $5 less than a new price. He eventually gets all pissed off, tells him that you're doing it to the wrong guy, basically goes off on him, saying how GameStop is killing the industry, the yada yada yada. Same old bullshit story that we hear where GameStop is the devil and, we should all go to hell for wanting to buy used games. Now, we know all of our stances, right? We all can agree that buying used games should be an eccentric part of, gaming culture and should never be removed, right?
PC Master Race.
You can't resell your PC games. Shut up.
Nobody cares about reselling PC games.
Ooh, I get $2 back for buying a game for $2.
We don't have that problem up here in Uberland. But yes, when it comes to games that are unfortunately for the plebeian masses on consoles, I think we all can agree that yes, if you buy it, it's your own damn thing. Okay? You have the right to do whatever you want with it. You can, destroy it, resell it, give it away, present it, I don't know.
Or you can fuck it.
Oh boy, here we go. And we were doing so well.
We can't go one conversation without making it so dark.
We just can't, instead of a monkey wrench, it's like we got a giant purple dildo that's just being thrown in there somewhere. No, I'm sorry, not purple. That'd be, racist. It's more like an aubergine.
Okay, so now, while I was reading this story on our good folks at IGN, golf clap.
Womp. No, you don't get a golf clap today.
I don't. Shit. There was a very interesting comment, and I have to say, this is one of the... I'm shocked that I discovered this comment in the treasure trove of shit that is IGN. And Andy's going to go ahead and read this.
Now, quoting, "This is something I've never understood about media such as this. When I buy a game, do I own that game or not? If I do, then I get to do with that game whatever I want after a legitimate purchase. If people are upset at the idea of a GameStop being the middleman in a video game purchase/transfer between two consumers, then how is this any different than any other entity being the middleman in any other type of purchase?" Wow, this guy uses a lot of minis. For instance, if I decide I'm no longer interested in playing golf and I take my clubs to a pawn shop, I don't hear anyone crying foul that Nike doesn't get a cut of the resale value of my golf clubs once that pawn shop decides to sell my clubs to the next consumer. GameStop is a pawn shop for games. Very good point. You can't make a living at the expense of everybody else. It's exactly what pawn shop does. Buys low, sells high to the next interested consumer, and takes a profit in between. If this isn't okay for video games, then why is it okay for golf clubs, cars, etc., etc., etc.? This next sentence is a bit whacked out, so I'm just going to skip forward. Also, anecdotal evidence is the word of evidence. Remember that in every profession, there are people that are bad at their job, don't care, or are just straight up incompetent. So fucking true. It's entirely possible that GameStop employee that tried to sell him a used copy as if it were new just didn't care all about his job or about the customer and just threw some random disc in a box because he couldn't care any less. Which isn't GameStop's fault. If GameStop has a standing company policy to do that, then that's not okay. But some guy not caring about his job and or just making an honest mistake isn't the larger corporation's fault. Completely agree. I'm not saying that any of this to be the contrarian or to argue devs don't get a raw deal. Just pointing out a parallel in other aspects of our lives. That being said, if someone understands better than I do about how this works compared to, say, a pawn shop or a used car lot, then please let me know, as I'd love the education. This guy is on it. I like this guy.
Exactly. Like this was like
This
literally
came
pure
from
gold.
the internet. This came from the internet. Holy fuck!
No. This came from
From
IGN.
Jesus, that's like finding a golden nugget in a giant mountain of turd. That's brilliant.
Exactly, and that's one thing I wanted to discuss with you, and this is the biggest problem. I mean, basically, I guess our topic is not really PS4 Developer Bashes GameStop, but I think the game industry and software companies in general just are crying foul for no good reason. If it's perfectly okay for every other industry, for every other object that you buy, why isn't it okay for this? Why is it that they're the ones that are screaming loud saying that this is not fair, we deserve a cut, when every other industry manages to find a way to still make money in a used game market? I mean, you look at car manufacturers, they sell used cars. Heck, sometimes they even sell a different manufacturer's used cars at their lot. So they know how to make money after the sale is gone. It just seems like the video game industry they don't spend any time figuring out a system that works in their favor as well as ours.
It's not just the video game industry. It's the general, let's say, the eternal war between art and commerce. And I can tell you, art is getting his ass kicked. The art of it, the game itself, what work they put into it, it being not appreciated, that's always going to go down because people are never going to appreciate something until it's, not available. But when it comes to the commerce side of it, it just means that people want more money out of it, and it's easier, especially when it comes to an industry like video games, because everyone has their own loud opinion about it, to state something along these lines and get away with it, because we're living now constantly in an age where a product no longer is a tangible item. A product is something that is data. It is just a collection of random bits of data put together that give us this event or this experience. So now, when it comes down to it, if somebody else can replicate it or copy it, does it really mean it's is it really special? Is it something that is unique, or are you just taking a copy of something else? What's the difference between copying something onto a CD and then selling that CD as the original disc to actually just getting a digital copy offline?
Well, I mean, because the other thing, and this, I mean, it's not a simple black and white issue. I understand that.
Impossible for it to be.
Yes. But, everyone has different points. And some points they're trying to say is, how can you necessarily say that the content on the disc is in fact used when, the content itself doesn't age, and it's true, it doesn't. But the problem is when you're selling somebody a physical item, it's the whole fact that it is a physical item grants the person the right to resell. Now, the problem is a lot of, game developers and stuff are trying to take the legal course where, oh, no, you're buying a license and stuff and you can't resell the license. And, it's becoming a big problem in Europe where actually in Germany it's illegal to not allow people to resell their licenses. So if I bought Adobe Creative Suite 6, in Germany, I have every fucking right there to resell it to somebody else, and Adobe can go fuck themselves. They really have no say. And that's a world I want to live in. It's a system I want to see become, reality here. Because
speaking around the same area, there's another developer called Paradox Studios that also came up with a set of games, Europa Universalis. They're the developers that have zero DRM on their games. Mm-hmm. And what happens is that in their view is, if people like our games, they're going to pirate them anyway. And if they really, really like our games, they're going to buy them. And see, that's the best possible attitude that they could take because they have consistent sales. I mean, they're a studio that's still open. They're making a new version of Europa Universalis, like 3rd or 4th edition or whatever. And they can continually work and they can, count on the sales because they're making a good game and not caring about tying down and making as much money out of it as possible. See, you're absolutely right. That is the concept that we should be going for. Don't worry about making the money. If it's a good thing, if the video game or whatever you're making, the experience, the digital experience, if it is a useful or a good thing, if it's something that makes a person go back to it, the the replay value that you were talking about before, about the difference between a game that you'll trade and a game that you'll never trade for anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's you. If you don't want to part with it, that you want to come back to it, people are going to give you money because they're going to want more.
Exactly, but now you heard Ubisoft. They came out and said we're expecting Watch Dogs to sell 3.6 million or no 6 point something million copies. They're expecting it to have the same success as the first Assassin's Creed, and for me it's just they're shooting themselves in the fucking foot. And then one person actually said they're going to play the whole piracy card. They're going to say the reason why it didn't meet our expectations is because of piracy. They're going to blame it. But they don't understand is that the industry is so out of touch with reality. It's ridiculous. You can't have a brand new IP and expect it to sell 6 point something million dollars. Also considering the fact that you're expecting big sales on brand new consoles that have no market penetration. It just
Giggity.
I don't get it. Like, you basically, this game is gonna fuck up and fail miserably, and here's why.
Which is a shame because I'm very interested in the IP.
It's very interesting, but it's one of those transitional games, and the problem with transitional games is their first sales are gonna be shit. People are gonna hold off buying this game because they're gonna want it for the Xbox One and they're gonna want it for the PS4. Because if you look at it, people have pre-ordered it for the next-gen consoles along with the said next-gen console. So the game is going to be released about a month before the next-gen consoles are released. So you're going to see lower Xbox 360 sales and lower PS3 version sales. Because anyone who has a PS3 or an Xbox 360 that's getting the next gen isn't going to buy the game for their current generation system. They're going to want a better experience. Therefore, they're going to pay, they're going to wait and just get it alongside their console. And
Do you think
go ahead.
Do you think people will probably get the Wii U one since that's technically, that is next gen and that's going to be one that's going to come out before the Xbox One and PS4?
I'm going to answer that with it's not going to be I'm buying it for PC. It's just like none of the above.
PC must race.
No, but the sad truth is this: Watch Dogs will run better on a PC than it will on the PS4 and Xbox One.
And I agree. I agree.
It
I
will.
agree with that. Personally, though, if I had a Wii U at the moment, I would personally get Watch Dogs for the Wii U instead of Xbox 360 and PS3. That's purely just because I'm really interested to see what the Wii U can do with it.
Well, Ubisoft, Ubisoft and Activision are really they're the only two that are really supporting the Wii U. I mean, EA Games, they're just they.
Now here's the kicker: with the Wii U, it's a special incident simply because the people that are going to get the Wii U have already chosen or have already made up their minds long ago to get the Wii U at a certain time when the price may be slightly lower and there would be more games available on the market. So naturally, right now, the Wii U is not going to sell that great and hasn't been selling that great if you've seen the numbers. But what will make sense is when the rest of the library of different media are out, when the Xbox One is out, when the PS, what are we up to, 4 now?
Yeah.
is out, and they're on the market for a long enough time past the holiday season. I don't want to say that the Wii U is going to outsell. I'm just saying that people have already planned to buy the Wii U for a longer period of time than they've planned to buy the Xbox One or the PS4. So when it comes to, quote, target penetration, giggity, I think the Wii U actually has a leg up, even though they did fuck themselves over in the first quarter of 2013 when they had the market completely for themselves. And what did they do? They're like that guy who can't eat a donut. He just splatters it all over his face.
Well, no, yeah, Nintendo severely fucked up. And instead of us, going on a whole tangent by that, I want to close out by saying that, Activision announced this week that the next Call of Duty Ghosts, the one with the puppy, will be on the Wii U.
Yeah, that's the only thing that we're able to say.
Well, now, the thing is, I am not getting it for the Wii U. I'm going to be getting it for the PS4. And part of that is because I'm very disappointed with the online community. And I'm more disappointed with Activision because they've shown total lack of support for the Wii U version of Black Ops 2. The Xbox 360 version gets like bi-weekly updates. You know, they even get fucking death threats, which we'll talk about that later. You know, but the Wii U version hasn't gotten any DLCs. You know, they're still running the same fucking version for like 4 or 5 months.
Then again, the problem is that the market share that usually is the majority holder of a Wii U isn't the same market share that they're going for full penetration of these types of games.
But I understand, but
I'm not saying that
they're also
I am not going to start the whole argument of true gamers have this, real gamers have that. No, no, no. I'm just saying that the kind of person that wants to sit down and play this and has friends already online with the system is going to be with the other systems. It's not going to be with the Wii U.
But they also shot themselves in the foot. I was willing to give the Wii U version a shot, primarily because the PlayStation 3, when playing Call of Duty, the fucking thing is like an easy bake oven, shoots hot air all over the place, and the thing is loud as hell. So for me, that's why I bought Black Ops 2 for the Wii U. But you look at it this way, where I refused to buy another one for the Wii U because the developer showed total lack of support. You know, as I said, the community wasn't that bad. There were legitimately good players, and it was never a problem getting into a match. But you know, it's one of those things where I had a better experience, even though the system looked like it was going to melt down. I had a better experience on the PlayStation 3 playing Call of Duty games than I have had on the Wii U. There was never any lag on the Wii U version. You know, I never had any problem control-wise or anything. I'm talking strictly support. That's all I'm pissed off about. So, you know, the PS4 version will be the next one I get. Is the Wii U capable of playing the next Call of Duty? Of course it is. You know, There's no doubt about it. Will you have a reasonable experience when you buy it for the Wii U? Of course. You know, but it just comes down to the developer made a choice to not support the system with DLC packs and stuff, and I'm a little ticked off about that. So how can I support a platform that a developer refuses to support? And that's why the Wii U is doing so badly. Because EA refuses to support them. Now, if you're in the market for a console, you know, and you're only going to buy one for the next few years, why would you buy a Wii U if you're not going to get Madden games, you're not going to get FIFA games, you're not going to get Mass Effect or, you know, the next generation games from EA? I mean, Battlefield 4 is not going to be on the system either, so it's just, where's the incentive to buy the system? And this is the issue that Nintendo's in. Yes, you're going to want to buy the system if you're a diehard fan of Zelda, Metroid, Mario, you know, Pikmin, which I am getting next week. Is it next week or the week after? You know, but the fact is that you make a very difficult decision for the consumer, and thus you put Nintendo in a very difficult spot because there's really nothing Nintendo can do at this point. Because EA and, as I said, other developers have poo-pooed the Wii U since its launch. And, you know, right now the census is the Wii U is a piece of shit. And
which is sad.
It's sad. It has a lot of potential. Hardware-wise, it's fine.
It does.
It's not a bad console. Yes, it's not as powerful as the PS4 or the Xbox One, but then again, the Xbox One and the PS4 isn't as powerful as PC. So, suck it. But the thing is that it's a more than capable console that if you look at anything that's released for the PS3 or released for the Xbox 360, you can release games on the Wii U. There's no doubt about it. If developers are telling you it's slower, they're full of shit. You know, I mean, if you look at it, they're releasing better detailed games on cell phones than they're willing to release for the Wii U, which is sad. But yeah, I mean, it's a twofold issue. And it's the developer's fault, it's Nintendo's fault, and it's the publisher's fault. You can't fault the consumer. The consumer's like, well, I'm not going to buy a system that EA is not supporting. I'm not going to buy a system that, you know, Activision refuses to release DLC packs for. You know, like, so that's the kind of mindset. And it's an issue that, unfortunately, Nintendo will never get out of. They won't. Until they release their primary first-party titles, once they release their Mario Kart, they release the Super Smash Brothers, they release the new Mario 3D World game. Once
maybe some other first parties that they haven't touched lately,
yeah.
like Star Fox.
True. Once they release those games, the Wii U will take off. It will.
Yeah.
The
Maybe.
Wii, like, it will. There's no doubt about it. It will take off because there
I
is.
have some reasonable doubt.
Okay, fine.
Well,
You can
you know
have
what
your
they
reasonable
need?
doubt.
You know what they really need that really helped the Wii, at least what I think personally, is that they need more like JRPGs like Xenoblade, The Last Story, stuff like that. Those are things that you could have only get on the Wii or on the original Wii, and they're great games. I think that like for the first few years that the Wii was even out, there was a lot of lack in JRPGs. So at least to me, that's what it seemed like. But then we did get games like Xenoblade, and I think that the Wii U needs games like that too.
Which, by the way, Xenoblade and Xenosaga in HD do not look like crap.
Good to know. But I mean, again, like PS3 gets tons of JRPGs. I mean, they get like some of the Tales games, which Xbox does too, but um there always tends to be more JRPGs for PS3. I think, reason being because Sony consoles are more successful than Microsoft consoles in Japan, but I think that if the Wii U can get a whole bunch of JRPGs, that would be awesome. At least for me. I don't know about anyone else,
Well,
but I
yeah,
would like to
but
see that.
remember again that the PS3 is the console for the JRPG player.
True.
Yeah, it is. I
It
agree.
is. It has the what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? It has the pedigree.
Well, yeah,
It
because
has.
one of the games I want is Altair Tori, The Adventure of Ireland. That's a Sony exclusive game. It's a whole
That's,
series.
well, there you go. The pedigree. It exists.
Yes, it does. So let's move on to the next one. This one was a small one, but I figured it was worth mentioning. The PS4 offers 15 minutes of DVR for gameplay as opposed to 5 minutes on the Xbox One.
Is this just a feature out of vanity? Because I wouldn't find any reason for this unless, I don't know, you're doing playthroughs that you're going to post on YouTube that nobody's ever going to watch.
It depends on the market. For me, I could see a point of using it. Like, for instance, if you're like really into Call of Duty and you just pulled off this weird shot and you weren't actively recording, at least you have this. I guess it works, but just proving another point that the Xbox One is inferior to the PS4.
Oh, but don't worry. Xbox will get jealous that Sony's system is 10 minutes, it does the DVR thing 10 minutes longer than its system does, and they'll make changes cuz that's what they do.
It's going to become like an inescapable cockfight that they're each going to just increase it with every update. You know what?
Hey,
Now,
that's not bad. I mean, that's good. I mean,
I
I'm
get
glad that they're being competitive. It'll make one want to be better than the other, at
true.
least.
It's just going to be. You know why? It's just because you can't replace a hard drive in the Xbox One.
Oh.
Let's stay away from the tech topic itself. That's just.
It's not a tech topic. I just think it's funny. But watch, give it a year, both systems will do an hour DVR feature or something like that.
Fill up your hard drive in 30 seconds.
Or your money back.
But either way, I mean, it's
Oh dear.
Dude, we got Kim Possible over here.
go.
No, that's
That
actually
was
the Power Rangers. Sorry about that, folks.
Well, while
But
he's
either way,
while he's busy, there was a topic you wanted to cover.
yes, actually, well, I'm not 100% sure what they're talking about here. Wait, let me go back to it. It was that the Xbox, Microsoft was originally, I think, not going to let indie developers work with Xbox One, but then they ended up reversing that, and now they're. Hold on, let me read it here. Microsoft confirmed that independent developers will be able to self-publish titles on the Xbox One, and that every system can be used to make games. Um, a- According to this, I don't know. GameSpot does not know how to write articles. Let me just say that. I think originally they weren't going to allow indie developers to put games on their systems, and now they are, which I mean I think is a good thing because they're. I mean, to me, indie games are money.
Yeah.
and Andy likes indie, so
Yep.
I think it's a smart idea that every single console is, technically a dev box. I mean, I think that's.
Not the Wii U. I think Nintendo's not accepting, at least.
No, Nintendo is never going to accept the
I'm
whole
not
idea of
talking
indie
about that.
development.
I'm saying that for Microsoft. I
Yeah,
like
no.
I like that they're doing that because usually if you were a small studio, you would be forced to buy a dev kit that would be far more expensive than the consumer edition of the console.
Yeah.
So I love that they're opening that up. I mean, well, they're opening it up because they got a lot of backlash, but I think it's definitely one step further than they had to go. I mean, I think that's awesome. I mean,
It's not where they had to go. It's where they needed to go for their own self-interest, simply because of the fact that they don't open up for indie. PS4 does, they win.
PS4 opened up right out of the box, so they're gonna have a little bit more support, and developers will be more inclined to develop for them rather than Xbox One. But it's definitely a step in the right direction. I mean, you look at projects such as Cryamore. That's right, I plugged them again. I can see them, instead of going with PS3 and 360, they'll be more likely to go with PS4 and Xbox One due to the increased indie developer support.
Now, speaking of indie developers, would you mind if I do my own plugin?
Depends on how long you'll take.
Now, for hopefully our listeners are listening to this sometime after
There'll be a
between.
skip button.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Thanks. Sometime between July 25th to July 30th. Now, if you are listening to this podcast within this time frame, I would like you to take notice of a Kickstarter called Lacuna Passage. Now, I'll probably post the link in one of my comments since I know Jack is not going to put it in the
Whoa.
in the intro. But yes, this is a huge undertaking made by a very small group of dedicated developers who are trying to come up with a story-based Myst-like experience on a 25 square kilometer piece of Mars that is actually being digitally fabricated from satellite images provided by their friends at NASA JPL, along with a plethora of other things. Now, when I post the link, please take a look at it. If you have $15, help these people out. They are 5 days and $1,000 away from their goal of being able to complete this project. And this is one of those few gems that even I'm percolating. I am excited about this. This is something that you're going to want to be part of. Once again, it's Lacuna Passage. I'll post the link sometime in one of my comments.
Even just $1, you get your name in the game credits.
Yep.
I mean, come on, just $1.
$1, $5, you get a soundtrack pack. $10, unfortunately, the early bird specials are gone, but for $15, you get a digital download edition. And once again, these people are only $1,000 and 5 days away. If it's before July 30th that you're listening to this, you need to go on Kickstarter, you need to find Lacuna Passage, and you need to give money. Why? Because these are the projects that we true, real lovers of games need to help out. Why? Because if you help out an indie group like this actually make money, it pisses off the larger corporations like EA thinking, hey, why am I not making that kind of money?
This is true.
Trust me, we'll never do a Kickstarter for this podcast, ever.
Yeah, Jack doesn't like Kickstarters. I don't know why. But anyway.
No. I support them. I just think that everybody and their cousin thinks they can just get rich quick with them.
No. Kickstarters are not about getting rich quick. It's about if you are part of a group that believes as another individual who can try to get something done, then go for it. I mean, that's how they usually work. But that's enough for my plug of Lacuna Passage.
I have to say, their pledges are pretty reasonable. They're definitely cheaper than most. Like, there is one, if you want the physical edition, it's $50 or more. You get like a special USB drive that the astronauts will use in the game and stuff. As well as bonus in-game content, the original soundtrack, or you could have the closed beta access, which is just $10 more. It seems a very interesting idea. I like it.
There you go. Once again, Lacuna Passage.
Okay, so next on our topics, this one is actually a pretty big one, and this one I want everyone to at least give their thoughts on. About a week ago, Black Ops 2, they released an update. Now, the lead developer typically will like make a blog post or a Twitter post stating some of the changes they made in the update, and of course they hammered two weapons that are pretty much the most common and most popular. They decided to nerf the PDU, as well as the Barrett ballast, whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit. Now these two guns, unfortunately, are used by people that are very passionate about this game, and these people decided to threaten the life of this guy, and went on to say that they will kill him, that he's an asshole, and just going on with things like this, saying they'll kill his family, and to the point where Activision actually came out and stated that they do not like their fans threatening their developers.
They do not like green eggs and ham. They do not like them, Sam I am.
We do not like you killing our team.
Okay, this is kind of the age of the internet, so this is...
It is the age of the internet, but I read some of the comments, and I have to say that they were pretty fucking, like, vicious. Like, it's not like the occasional shit I see on my channel. I mean, literally, these people were pissed.
Have you ever been inside a Black Ops 2 game room?
No, and I don't care.
And have you ever heard the crap that comes out of the mouth of some of these 10 and 12-year-olds?
Oh,
this is completely...
He's played LOL. It's almost like the same thing.
Yeah, this is not surprising.
No,
in fact,
I've played. Of course, I played. I thought you meant like literally going to, like, for instance, a game.
No, a lobby, a game lobby.
Yes, of course, we all have. I mean, there's like millions of YouTube videos of people like saying the damnest things in a lobby. All I'm saying is just, name any other game that a developer got death threats over. I mean, it just seems that...
This is the language that the
Probably
people who actually play this and enjoy this game talk. This is how they communicate. This is how they express themselves.
Oh, look, he's trying to communicate with sounds. Fuck you, I'm gonna murder your fucking ass, you fucking cunt.
Nigger shit, ass, fuck shit. Yes, this is how they communicate. Death threats and the whole appearance of self-imposed dignity by saying, I will smite you because I need to do that to prove that I am correct. This is the type of juvenile mentality that is necessary for someone to enjoy this game. I'm not saying that all people who enjoy this game are infantile. I'm just saying that everyone who enjoys this game needs to be a little bit infantile in order to actually enjoy it. It's a prerequisite. I'm not saying you are infantile. I'm just saying that you share the same, let's say, social features as someone who would be infantile. I'm not surprised by this. What I'm surprised by is why Activision is actively making this an issue. Why they're actively going out and saying, we don't like this. This is bad. You sell the experience of being able to say, look, motherfucker, I'm going to kill you, rip your head off, and shit down your neck, and then going up to that person digitally and shooting them in the face repeatedly, and then doing some obscene gesture on their corpse. You sell this experience. This is your economy. Why are you surprised that people are paying you back in the same form as you pay them?
This is retarded. Look at him, dude. Look at him. He's laying there. I told him to get the bomb like so many times. He's like, oh, where's the bomb, man? Where's the bomb? And I'm like, go get the bomb. Oh my. You're horrible. Just leave the game. Just leave the game.
Neutralize the objective.
Leave the game.
All just like jump off the edge right now.
No, I'm
bomb carrier.
Oh boy.
Dude, just get the fuck out of this lobby. Jahara Ruiz. Get the fuck out of this lobby. Get out of this lobby.
Trash kid. I'm gonna derank you.
This lobby isn't meant for level 18s like you. You're a fucking noob.
Him so he can be level 1 because it's so hard to get the level 18.
Kids these
Get
days.
the fuck out of my lobby before I fucking derank you.
It's not even so much kids, because I know some kids that are under the age of 10 who even play this, who are actually decent human beings and know how to fucking cooperate.
Get the fuck out of here.
Don't blame the kids. The kids are blank slates. They're nothing. They're not even people. Children aren't people. Yeah, I'm saying it. Children aren't fucking considered people because they're blank slates. They haven't been, fully developed yet. If you're under the age of 20, I'm sorry, but I take whatever you say with a big grain of salt.
Hey, whoa!
I'm sorry,
I
I
don't
take
turn
whatever-
20 until 3 more days, and then I'm 20. 3 more days, and then I am a person to you,
Well,
Andy.
then 3 more days. We'll wait until then for me to actually listen.
Wait, I have to ask the age-old question. But can she read?
Yes, she can read. It's just that unfortunately she does not, let's say, expand on that capability. She has reading to a level 1. She does not expand it beyond to a level 5. So. And this is an Eve reference for those of you who play Eve out there. Anyway, that's not the point. She trained the skill, but she hasn't upgraded the skill. That's my only beef against her. End of discussion. Going back to the main thing we're talking about.
Which happy
This
birthday,
is what happens when you give children
happy birthday
the capability.
to Kira.
Don't worry, we'll do something special.
Right.
We'll post a private info for everyone to send you a happy birthday.
We probably won't do that.
Obviously, I'm not going to, but it would be a comical idea. Now, what is it? If you give children or anyone under the age of 20 who has absolutely no capabilities of understanding that their actions have consequences, in a very violent scenario like Black Ops 2, I'm not saying it's a bad game, I'm not saying the games are evil, I'm just saying if you give them the ability to do it and aren't good parents, it's the parents' fucking fault.
No shit.
Yeah,
So-
I agree with that.
If you're going to end up with an online page that is publicly available and can be posted anonymously, you're going to get a slew of 12-year-olds who fucking are hanging out in 4chan because they're summer fags saying, hey, let's make this a big deal and start sending death threats because it's cool. That's so elite, bro. Or I don't know what they say anymore, but I don't fucking give a damn. This is the product of all our sins. This is the product of living in a generation where anonymity is given to anyone at any age, at any time, freely. So my question is, why is this important? Why is this news, and why are they bringing attention to it if it's only going to give them bad press?
Yeah, this kind of stuff happens all the time. I don't know where you find this article about, but I think the only reason why people would make this a big deal is because it's Black Ops 2. Like, oh, Black Ops 2 lead developer gets death threat. Oh, man, that's like the worst thing ever. But, I mean, it happens all the time for games, at least from what I've seen.
Isn't
if something doesn't go
aren't they kinda
someone's
shooting
way, it
themselves in the
happens.
foot?
Yeah.
I mean, aren't they the type of people that are saying games don't cause people to be violent? Buy our game. It's okay. It's not going to turn your kid into a killer. And now they're saying, hey, your kid's trying to kill me. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, for sure.
I want some fucking chocolate milk.
There you go.
Why would I get in trouble? You said you'd bring me whatever I wanted to drink, and now you won't. That means you're lying. No. Bring me chocolate milk. Why? I want some motherfucking chocolate milk.
Dear
I
fucking
have to
God.
get up. You said that you'd get it for
See,
me.
this is why, okay, people of our age or people who are listening to the podcast, remember these moments whenever you are talking to your significant other on the fact of whether you're going to hit your child or not. You need to beat the living crap out of your children in order to get a message across. They are not people, they are animals learning to become people, okay? If you want to end up with a little bitchy 12-year-old who's demanding his chocolate milk with the voice of a 30-year-old over publicly while people are listening to this and disrespecting an elder, then yeah, do the timeout, do the personal space thing, do the whole like caring and sharing, it can be fun bullshit. I'm sorry, I don't know. I come from a family, I'm first generation American. I come from a family who grew up in a third world country. There is no time out.
No,
There
no,
is
no.
no sharing and caring.
Let's just put it in real perspective. You're Spanish, as well as my family is.
Not only Spanish, I'm part
You got
German.
the fucking belt to the face.
Damn Skippy.
Okay.
Dare raise your voice in this house? Woof, you wake up an hour later.
Exactly. That's
You
what we
dare
need.
act out in public? Don't worry, she's not going to say anything, but you know the moment you get home, your ass is going to fucking bruised.
Oh no, the worst part is when you do something wrong and your parent doesn't say anything at all, you know that you're going to get hit unexpectedly.
Yeah.
The belt. The belt.
The belt, the
And
slap
if you
in the
dare
face,
run
something.
away from the belt or block the belt, you will get hit even harder.
Yeah. You're supposed to take your punishment and learn. Why?
Take
Because
it
if
like
you
a
don't
man.
ever do it, not even taking it like, if you don't ever make mistakes, then you won't get hit and you'll never learn. And the point is to learn. Children need to learn, and fear, I hate to sound like a fascist bastard, but fear is the best tool for learning.
So you're saying that 99% of Black Ops 2 players should be beat the living shit out of?
I wouldn't go so
Yes.
far as 90%, but actually, I would go a little bit higher, but yeah, sure.
All of them.
No, I'm not saying that everyone who plays Black Ops 2 is a horrible person. I'm saying that the instances where we find children of questionable age wondering, I wonder how they got this game, or who's paying their Xbox Live account, who got them the Xbox, who got them the game, who gave them the time off instead of studying
It's
or
the
doing something
mother and
productive,
father that work 2 jobs and don't give 2 shits about raising
and
their
prefer
child.
to give them a video game instead of, I don't know, hiring a nanny. Okay, I agree with that. But you can't be the same people that are bitching and moaning when your kid is cursing and threatening other people's lives later on and saying that video games ruined my child. No, your incapability of prior planning or the use of contraceptives turned your child into a monster. Your own idiocy turned your child into a monster. The only person ever responsible for the development of a child is a parent. It's not a teacher's fault. It's not anybody else's fault except the parents. Why? Because the parents are the ones who are supposed to be held responsible. And if this day and age, we can't even hold parents responsible for the actions of children, what the fuck are we coming to? Anyway, this is getting into a tirade that has no
But
meaning.
it has meaning though, because it's I mean, you look at the state of video games; it's being used as the devil, and the reason why society is basically in this downward spiral.
No, the
of
devil
shit.
is the ignorant parent. It's the parent who believes their child should be treated as an equal person. I understand when it comes to the social standard of wanting to make sure that your child develops into a fully capable adult, of being able to have their own perceptions, their own, their own opinions, of being able to form their own views on the world. That's great. But that's supposed to be later on development, okay? The child is nothing but an animal that needs to learn to become a human. That's like the same reasoning behind, not giving vaccinations to children or something like that. Stupid shit. Stupid shit that at the beginning is just silly, but down the road, you're fucking everyone else over.
Yep. Don't get me started on those
Yeah,
damn
no,
vaccinations.
that's a huge thing that for some reason the parent that just listens to a 5-second audio clip thinks that they're more well educated on the subject than they are compared to, I don't know, someone who spent years studying genetics, years studying medicine.
I'm waiting for the good old days where a country puts down the foot and says, if you want to live in this country, you can get fucking shots. Because the fact that we have many diseases actually just coming
I don't know why people have the constant misconception that humans are different from animals. We are fucking animals, okay? We spread disease.
No, wait. Are we fucking animals or are we fucking animals?
Depends. Do you live in the South? How far in the South do you live? I'm just saying.
Oh, it looks like Kira lives more southern than us.
Yeah, no, but I don't take her to be a horse craftsman. Handcrafting horses.
You do not have to take this, Kara.
No, you don't. But she's a good sport about it. That's why we love her.
You know what? She's going to be one that threatens us and actually carries out said action.
I wouldn't mind. Wink, wink.
Our can.
Remember, my
Oh,
safe
God.
word is apples.
I can't.
I know you can't.
I cannot.
Okay, next. Nvidia. I almost said Nvidia.
Nvidia.
Long day, folks. Nvidia Project...
Multiple things from Nvidia, but you go first.
Nvidia Project...
Damn.
That shit...
Damn.
No, that shit, like, seriously, I was actually very impressed with.
It's an NVIDIA Kepler-powered next-generation mobile processor that made me nerdgasm!
Literally, folks, you will get the power, more power than a GTX 8800, more power than a PS3 in the palm of your hand.
Wow. How does it feel, folks, when a phone is more powerful than your game system? Oh, man. It was demonstrated this week during the SIGGRAPH show in Anaheim, California. The CUDA-capable graphics technology that desktop and laptop customers have been enjoying for the past year to mobile devices.
It has all the same functionality of a Titan. Like it supports all the same things. It won't be as
Support
powerful.
OpenGL,
Yes.
OpenGL ES, DirectX 11. Fucking nerdgasm. The power this little tiny thing is.
And it uses 2 watts.
That's actually what I don't think that's true. That can't be fucking true. That's impossible.
No, it uses 2 watts is what they're saying.
Impossible.
They said it.
This is inconceivable.
But you know that human head demo I ran and I made a YouTube video about?
Yeah, they ran it on a fucking phone.
fucking cell phone. And you know, none of this, it's running behind the scenes. They literally had the fucking phone in pieces.
Yeah.
And you can see it. Oh god, I was
now what's funny is that the
amazed.
original version of this project, although it's been in full development for the past 4 or 5 years, the original version of they showed a demo of this back in 2010 during an EVE convention when they were talking about the integration of EVE to mobile devices, and they had shown the a fully rendered EVE ship in space on a Nexus 2, I believe, Galaxy Nexus 2. Although I'll have to check my sources on that one, but I do remember watching the live feed of the event. Now, this means that they're pretty damn close to putting this out on the market. So, in the next few generations of phones, we're going to see fucking mini tablet devices or phones that are as powerful as laptops for the same fucking price.
Yes, and that is extremely, impressive. And also the fact that you don't have to worry about having a heat sink and a cooling fan in your cell phone.
Do this with any other phone, you probably melt the case before you get the first frame out.
Well, I have the HTC. Excuse me, I have the HTC One, and when you play Real Racing 3 in 1080p on this phone, the back gets pretty warm. But yeah, I definitely like where they're going, and it's very impressive how fast these phones have gotten so powerful. It was only, 2 or 3 years ago, a phone was not even 10% as fast as these guys are now.
It's exponential growth on a smaller device, especially since the medium is far easier to just rebuild it from the ground up. Now, the other kicker is that this will displace the Tegra chip. The 4th iteration of it is rolling out later this month in Nvidia Shield handheld, which is something that we definitely need to look at, because if this is the powerhouse that Nvidia is going to provide in later generations, we need to start paying attention now. When you start having hardware manufacturers, pure hardware manufacturers that are just purely to specs, start touching upon the grounds of creating their own proprietary hardware-based gaming systems, like the Nvidia Shield. This is where we need to start paying attention.
Well, this is also going to really stem into things. As much as I disagreed with this statement, a little while ago, I do see the end of the 3DS and the Vita if this shit takes off. Because if you think about it, now, the Nvidia Shield, for one thing, it solves a problem that most cell phones have. You don't have physical buttons. And the Nvidia Shield will allow you to play all these awesome games on a handheld. That
now, obviously,
can I plug in a controller?
It's a controller with a built-in screen. Yeah.
Yes, but it's an all-in-one package, just like a 3DS or a PS Vita.
It's also a unitasker. It only does one thing. It's only built for gaming. You can do a bunch of other stuff on it because it's technically an Android device, but it is a unitasker.
Mm-hmm. But that's a great thing. You look at the Vita. The Vita's specs are already outdated.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my...
What's the Vita again?
The Vita is a quad-core ARM...
No, that was a joke. What's the Vita again? Never mind.
I'm sorry. I'm still trying to learn sarcasm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well...
He's basically our Sheldon.
Yeah, in a way. No, I am. In some ways, I am. I'm not kidding. I misjudge sarcasm sometimes, but whatever. But yeah, my HTC One, I can pretty much bet that this sucker is more powerful than the Vita. And when the Vita was first shown off, everyone was jaw dropped when we first saw this. The Uncharted running on it. Everyone's like, "Oh my god!" But it really just proves that. Sony hasn't gotten their shit together with that damn thing. The Vita, I've been playing Metal Gear, not Metal Gear, Metal Slug XX on there because they gave that for free on PSN Plus. That's the first time I've used the damn thing in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, the apps are just so like the games are becoming really fun on your cell phone, and they're just so damn cheap. Why the fuck would I spend $30-$40 on a Vita game when I can get something
I
just
also
as
need to
good
jump
for
in
less?
there, and I am not at all saying that we should start respecting mobile gaming, because I'm one of the believers that thinks mobile gaming is not something that should be expected or respected at all. I'm sorry. I don't find the idea of mobile gaming to be something that should be taken
I know, but
seriously.
for
It's
now.
it's
But if you look at the fact that they're willing to be able to put in graphics capabilities in these phones that are more powerful than current generation consoles, I mean, you have to start to think. I mean, touchscreen and tilt controls, I do not give two shits about. So yes, I won't have any respect for a game that's the only way you could play it. But if you look at a game that's made for Android, that's running on the Nvidia Shield, with the graphics horsepower that they showed off with Project Logan, I'm sold. Because I just see something that, okay, you know what? It's going to have a better game library than a 3DS or a PS Vita. Look at, if you're a game developer, I mean, you hear EA. EA said that their mobile division is their moneymaker right now. That basically the iPhone
unfortunately
has been giving them so much more because, again, it's such small projects for so very big rewards. Why the fuck would you want to make a AAA game when you can make something that's far smaller, far cheaper, and make a
and
fucking
that's
killing?
where the problem lies with this.
Yeah.
Because then people are saying, we don't need to actually develop a good game, we just need something that people can waste their time on. And that's when we start skewing the market to crap that's cheap instead of good stuff that should cost money. I don't know.
I'm torn. I'm not going to say that I agree with it. All I'm just saying is, as a techie, I think it's impressive. I mean, you and I are both huge techies.
I am.
We understand.
I'm nerdgasming over this. Yeah,
we understand the hardware that goes into this, and we can respect and appreciate all that went into doing this. But as a gamer, it's a mixed bag. I mean, it's one of those things where you're not gonna have God of War on your fucking cell phone. It's just not going to happen. It's something that you're going to have to still buy a console, or if they ever decide to release it for PC, things like that. But I can see that the future is extremely bright for Android as a handheld OS. I mean, if you look at the Vita runs on Android. But it's just that, Sony can't seem to get their shit together to release good games. But I just foresee, I'm actually very enticed right now, after having a good experience with my HTC One and seeing what they're going to do with Project Logan. I'm very enticed to give the Nvidia Shield a try. And if all else fails, I can just connect it to my gaming rig and just play, BioShock Infinite while I'm on the shitter. I mean, at least it has some sort of purpose. But I'm very impressed because I think the mobile space, as much as it exploded, in the past 5 years, I just think that that's just phase one. I think there's a lot more potential that comes out of these damn devices than what we are already seeing, and it's gonna.
Well, just think about it. When it comes to graphical capability, and that, if you could just put a stable wireless connection, you could walk around with your own damn fucking server.
Yeah.
You can put a server in your pocket. We've come to that age where wearable computing would allow you to literally be a walking, talking service. If you wanted to provide streaming of whatever you have, you could have a separate wireless memory unit in your left pocket and your server providing a TCP/IP connection. No, you're right.
I mean, this will be the last thing we'll say about this because we're clearly going way off topic.
Yeah, we're going off the rails here.
Did you hear that they have an app for Android where you're donating your CPU power from your phone?
Yeah. Bionic or something like that. Yeah, that's what they used to have for the PS3.
Yes.
That's before they took it off. That's what they used to have for
at home. And I just think it's funny. I never once thought people would donate CPU cycles from their fucking
I do.
phone.
I have it on all my devices, on my tablet and everything. It
I
goes
just-
to a great cause. So
I know,
yeah.
but I just think it's funny that we're using cell phones as
Yeah, we're at that
massive,
point now.
Computing. I just never thought I would see the day. I didn't think we would see that. But-
Welcome to the future.
Yeah.
It's shiny and apparently pocket-sized.
But the problem that will always forever be an issue is battery technology is still shit.
Yeah, we're still waiting for the arc reactor moment of.
We'll see it in our lifetime.
I don't know.
I think we will. I think we're young enough
Well,
that we will see...
there's a lot of promising stuff when it comes to graphene-based battery technology, so maybe might be something there. But I don't know. I have my personal hope on the idea that, the singularity might change our concept of what would be necessary for. Instead of having a personal charging system, why don't we take the Tesla, not Tesla car route, but the Tesla route, original Tesla, and use the ionosphere as a form of a charging system?
And when people's heads explode from intense
No, that's not
radiation...
how it works. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Anyway, no, we're getting into fringe science here. Let's bring it back to reality.
This is a taste of what will be yours if you allow us to create a tech podcast.
I'm up to 16 subscribers. I already know you can't get it to 100, but if you can,
I can get
hey,
it to 100.
if you think you could get it to 100, I'll happily
I'll
take
create
this.
80 accounts and subscribe to you.
You ass. He would actually do that, yeah. Anyway.
I'm sorry, Kira. I'm really sorry.
No, he's not.
For what? What?
No, I'm just sorry
Nerding out.
that we just have our spasms of nerds.
See, you
Sony!
do. There's a big difference between me and then Andy and Jack here, because they always say that they're techies before they're gamers, but I am way more of a gamer than I will ever be a techie, just because there's so much that you have to fit into your brain to understand tech stuff.
We shall convert you.
Yes. We'll find a way.
There's just a lot. That I have to
I'll rub off on you.
be
one way or
knowledgeable
another.
about. I'm sure.
When she starts using big words such as quantum computing.
Which, by the way, the first commercial ones are going out. Oh my god, that's going to be so awesome. I'm sorry.
All right.
Using the very fabric of the universe to save, store, and compute data.
Moving on.
Let's
Okay.
tune
Sony making
Yeah.
a Gran Turismo movie. Does anyone actually care?
Nope,
No.
and that's our podcast, people.
I honestly and I see some people they took Gran Torino, the one with what's his face, fuck,
No.
Clint
thanks.
Eastwood. Clint Eastwood was in a movie that came out in the late 2000s called Gran Torino.
Yeah.
He's like the most racist motherfucker in this movie, but he people are taking the poster and saying Gran Turismo. Hey, I will go see it. If Clint Eastwood is in the movie, I will see it.
Of course you will.
I just don't understand, how the fuck can you come up with a movie from that game? It's a racing simulator. There's no fucking story. How can you come up with a movie?
You know what? They came up with a movie for Fast and Furious. We're up to 5 or 6?
No,
So,
7.
Worse. We're up to number 7, and there's really I've yet to figure out if there's a story there.
I never, honestly gave a shit about
Now,
it. But,
for other hilarious news, did you hear that EA honestly believes SimCity has been a success?
oh, yeah. I heard that. We
What
sold
was that?
2 million copies. Whoa.
Yeah, at Venture Beat, EA Games' Frank Giroux said, and I quote, "In retrospect, our biggest takeaway is that we are lucky that SimCity has an enormous number of loyal fans. That first week after launch was really rough, an experience nobody wants to live through again." He's pulling, in my head, he's pulling a bit of a, of a Clinton mixed with a, I don't know. Since then, we've sold more than 2 million units, and the number of people logging in and playing it is holding steady. SimCity is a success. However, underestimating demand in the first month was a major miss. We hope that the game and the service we've provided since then meets the fans' high standards.
No. If you bought this game, you clearly don't have standards.
What is the meaning of holding steady? What is his definition of holding steady?
We underestimated the demand. My ass.
Yeah, no. So,
Now, here, let's put this into retrospect. Square Enix stated that 1 month sales of Tomb Raider was 3 point something million sold. They considered that a failure, but EA considers 2 million sold over the course of what, like 6 months, a success.
I don't know. I have no words.
Well, you know how they say, like, you're so delusional you finally convince yourself of your own crazy?
Yeah, I think
This is
they've
clearly
possible.
it. Guys, it was a hit. No.
Now, I think we need to end this on a positive note, something that could make us all feel better about the world. For example, who here is a Neil Gaiman fan?
Neil Diamond?
Gaiman.
Who the fuck is Gaiman?
Oh my fucking god!
Here we go.
American Gods, Neverwheres, the Sandman comics.
No.
Oh god, I think that hurt. I think... Ow! What the fuck, dude? You've never heard of this?
No.
He did some episodes for Doctor Who. He's Neil fucking Gaiman, man. He's our generation's Arthur C. Clarke. He is like
I've heard of Arthur C.
Put
Clarke.
Arthur C. Clarke and then put Edgar Allan Poe. Mix them together and then put it in a strainer. You got Neil Gaiman.
Okay, so at least I can kind of understand what
American
he does.
Gods was oh my god, no. I can't go through the explanation. I can't believe I have to explain Neil Gaiman. Okay, for the people out there who are actual connected human beings and know who Neil Gaiman is.
Fuck you.
The creator of American Gods, Neverwhere, and the beloved Sandman comics from the 90s, is actually working with The Odd Gentleman and Moonsharks to create a multi-platform game called Wayward Manor. Something that you want to keep your eyes on. If you want to find it, it's on Mashable, one of the oldest websites there is out there. Check Mashable for more information. I can't believe you don't know who Neil Gaiman is.
I think we should end the podcast by saying what games we're looking forward to or games we've been playing recently. Because this is the Ultimate Gamers Podcast, and I'm kind of interested in hearing what you guys have been playing.
Okay. You first, Jack.
Really?
Yes, please.
I haven't been playing
Yeah.
shit.
What was the last-
Some of us have to work.
Yeah, I know.
What is it? Okay, I'll just say what I beat. I beat Last of Us like 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was okay. It's still not like a perfect 10 material. I beat Uncharted 3 finally. It's shit.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. It is the worst of the 3 fucking games. You can't tell me that walking around in a desert, not knowing what the fuck you're doing for a half hour is entertainment.
Okay. We get it.
Yes.
We all hate this game. Next.
What was it? My girlfriend beat Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, and completed every possible side quest that's in the fucking game.
Dear God.
100% completion. Me, I probably played the game for a half hour and have not touched it since. What other game did I beat? Shit. I can't remember. All I play is League of Legends here and there, so.
There you go. League of Legends.
Lame.
Whoa!
Whoa, whoa.
What the fuck?
Okay, let me clarify.
This kitten's got claws.
I have I mean, it's so much hate for this. I have played League of Legends many times. With my friends, I've played like online with people like strangers and then online with my friends. I like it, but I don't get the big whoop about it.
The big whoop about it is it's fun. I'm not
It
saying
is
I'm not
fun.
saying
It's
it's a game that is a masterpiece and is perfect. No, I'm just saying it's a game that you can come home after a long day of work and have fun for an hour. You know, and that's the kind of thing. It's a strategy game that just it never feels stale. It's very fresh, and they constantly add new champions, which increases the complexity. And you know, it's a fun game. I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect.
Yeah.
But it's a fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had fun playing it for sure. It's just that I don't know. I thought maybe that I was missing like a big point or something. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just not for me.
It's like playing StarCraft 2 or StarCraft. It's just every match is different. your opponent always has different skills and strategies that you need to figure out and beat your enemy. I do believe that League of Legends is definitely one of the better ones, and I didn't realize it's considered the #1 online game right now. Like, it's the most played game right now.
Oh wow.
I didn't know that.
Hmm.
Which
Wow.
Andy will be joining us in League of Legends.
No.
I will get you hooked. I
Now,
will.
personally, because of the Steam sale, and also because, well, I've been on the kick of old games. I've been playing System Shock 2. If anyone remembers this game, this is the grandpappy of all the BioShock series.
You can get it on GOG, Gayo Games.
Yeah, that's nice. Anyway, System Shock 2 translates pretty well to current gen. Another one that is not getting enough love is an old Xbox One, not Xbox One, the new one, but I mean first generation Xbox game. This is from back in the Citizen Kabuto days, if anyone that remembers
They
those
knew
games.
about the Xbox One before it came out.
Yes, the hipsters of the Xbox world. Anyway, the main thing is that back in the first generation of Xbox, LucasArts had a set of games that they made that had nothing to do with Star Wars, and were like a throwback to the heyday of wonderfulness that was LucasArts. First one was Citizen Kabuto, but currently I'm playing Armed and Dangerous.
Oh, I
You
love
don't know
that
what-
game.
Brilliant writing, ridiculous enemies, wonderful weapons. It's just something that'll just wrap you around and just keep you laughing and excited and trigger happy, and it's repetitive, but you don't care because you can't stop laughing.
Exactly.
So it's a mix between Armed Dangerous, System Shock 2, and what's the other one? Oh yeah, I've been playing around with Proteus that we talked about last week or a couple of weeks ago, and I can't remember. Now another one that I want to try that I downloaded but I still haven't played is Dear Esther. I heard a lot of good things about it. And one that I have played, and one that everyone needs to fucking get now, Monaco. It's a top-down stealth thief game, and it's just wonderful and has multiplayer, and thank you, Steam. Just thank you. That's
A
about
lot
it
of
for me.
people have been saying thank you to Steam for the past week or two.
Yeah, and of course, always, you can find me on Team Fortress 2, or Guns of Icarus Online. If I'm not on Eve. Or Minecraft. Oh yeah, there's a ton of Minecraft. Avis Craft for the win. It's a server. You'll find it, Avis Craft. Delicious Avis Craft. There's actually a nation building mod that allows you to buy, not so much buy, but claim a set of land and turn it into a town, a city, and then eventually a self-contained rogue state / nation. So there's like a whole set of politics, there's an economy based, and since it's Minecraft, you have to build everything from the ground up. So anyway. Any other news, ladies and gents?
That is about it, and it's time to finally close up shop.
Okay then, final goodbyes. Jack,
Bye.
last thoughts? No? Kira, last thoughts?
Platypus.
No, you don't, lady. No, you fucking don't.
Oh man.
Good night, everybody.